Andy Dick. I guess a few of you have heard about some of the stuff that's happening. I'm sorry that this article looks awful. It's just because Daily Mail have absolutely no idea how to format their own website. They don't really do good journalism either, but hey ho, this is one of the best articles that I could find. Now, for those of you that don't know, uh, Andy Dick, like you probably know who Andy Dick is, but he is you know the stereotype of Hollywood celebrities where they're just partying 24 hours a day and snorting cocaine and doing all manners of drugs and then waking up with like a dead hooker next to them and stuff like that. That is like Andy Dick in a nutshell. That's why apparently throughout Hollywood, like all the celebrities go, don't hang out with Andy Dick because he's not a good person. Think of like BoJack Horseman, but so much worse. Like apparently he's like that. And he's been involved in some controversy recently, which we will go into just now. Frail Andy Dick is seen drooling and buying a lizard before climbing into his RV after being accused of a sex attack his fiancée insists is a setup. And this sex attack happened with a bunch of IRL streamers, you know, the guys that live in RVs. It was the IP2 guys. Andy Dick, 56, was spotted drilling, getting sushi, and buying a lizard the day after he was released from custody for being accused of sexual assault and battery. And one of the things that he did was, after he got his pet lizard, he started a stream, was smoking weed on stream, and then blowing weed into the lizard's face, because Andy Dick's a piece of shit. Dick's friends and family claim he was set up by RV-dwelling YouTubers looking to profit from his fame and his alcohol and drug-fueled downward spiral. He was charged with felony sexual battery at the O'Neill Regional Park campground in Orange County, California, Wednesday morning. For the past month, he had been living with a group of men who live stream most of their days in an RV on YouTube, drinking, smoking, and performing on camera. The YouTubers claimed in a video posted on their channel that Dick molested one of them with coconut oil while he slept and streamed the arrest online. Now, allegedly, what happened, from what I'm hearing, I'm not saying that this is true, but allegedly, while Andy Dick was streaming with the IP, I think they're called IP2 guys, while one of them was asleep, Andy Dick put a finger somewhere that it wasn't supposed to be, while Andy Dick was using his other hand on himself. Allegedly. And then the next morning, the guy woke up, realised, hey, my pants feel a little bit squishy. What happened there? Hey, Andy, do you know what happened to me last night? And then Andy kind of went like, yeah, I'm molested. Like, I don't know though. I don't know. And this is all like third, fourth, fifth hand information that I'm getting from other sources, right? So I don't know if that's the case. However, what we do know is that the next morning, Andy Dick was arrested. A frail Andy Dick was seen drilling and buying a lizard during his first public appearance since his May 10th arrest for alleged sexual assault and battery at a Southern California RV park. The comedian, 56, appeared confused Friday when he was visited by two younger male friends. The trio went to a shopping centre in Lake Forest where they ate sushi. Dick was then spotted falling outside the restaurant and vomiting. One of his friends took him back to the RV so he could rest, where he was caught with drool hanging from his mouth. The comedian was taken into custody at O'Neill Regional Park in Orange County, California on Wednesday and has been released and has yet to be charged. I think there's probably not enough evidence because it's just one guy's word. After Dick's sushi lunch, he was seen stepping out of his RV, taking out a trash bag and accidentally dropping a roll of toilet paper on the ground when he opened his door. There he is. I think, basically, have you ever done that where you're very, very thirsty and you try and spit? And then like that happens. Yeah, I think that's what's happened. But Andy Dick, Jesus, he does not look good. He's in a bad way. Fucking hell. There's just pictures of him there. Living in an RV. Dick was then spotted walking to a local PetSmart store and came out later with a bearded lizard and looking much happier. He was also carrying a glass tank and other items needed for the lizard. Dick and his friends sat in the RV for 4 hours until they were asked to move on by a security guard. The alleged sex attack that Dick was arrested for earlier this week was against one of the men with whom Dick was staying with at the RV park and who was seen cuddling and kissing him 2 hours earlier. Dick's friends and family claim he was set up by the RV-dwelling YouTubers looking to profit from his fame and his scandalous alcohol and drug-fueled downward spiral. The arrest is the latest in a string of criminal calamities for the former star comedian. And yeah, he's done a lot of stuff. He's also... Now, it's not known if this is... I'm just going to tell the story as it is. You know, do with this story what you will. Phil Hartman, you know, the guy who voiced, "Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You may remember me from the list of people that Andy Dick has gotten killed." Right. So the guy that did the voice of Troy McClure, Phil Hartman, famous comedian from back in the early days of SNL when SNL was good. Basically, his wife had a lot of mental issues and stuff like that, and basically she managed to get clean, she managed to get off all drugs and stuff like that, but then Andy Dick gave her cocaine and allegedly pressured her, like, "Come on, just a little bump, just a little bump, just a little bump, come on," you know, like Andy Dick. And she took a little bump, and then that resulted in more and more and more, which caused her to have a little bit of a mental relapse. And long story short, she went home and shot her husband, Phil Hartman, several times in his sleep, killing him, and then she killed herself. And a lot of people allege that that would not have happened if Andy Dick had not given her the cocaine. So, yeah, these are all just pictures. Where's the meat of the article? These are all just pictures. Little bearded lizard. That tank is not big enough for a beardie. And there's and basically when he was getting arrested, they live streamed him getting arrested as well. Dick's on-again, off-again fiancée, Eliza Jordan, 33, told DailyMail.com that Dick had been couch-surfing since his eviction from 2 apartments in the past year for constant partying, property damage, and police visits. Until April, Dick was living with Jordana's friend in Las Vegas, who was trying to keep him sober, Jordana said, but she claimed that Dick was tempted away with offers of booze by the RV streamers. For the past few months, he had been living with a group of men who live stream most of their days in a motorhome under the YouTube account Captain Contents RV, drinking, smoking, and performing on camera for around 10,000 viewers. Police were called to the RV park at a campsite at O'Neill Regional Park, Trabuco Canyon, California, at around 9 a.m. on Wednesday after a report of alleged sexual battery by Dick. The arrest was caught on the YouTuber's live stream. He's just not capable of making rational decisions right now, so he ended up with these people that put him in a really bad scenario, Jordana told DailyMail.com. I think that this was pre-orchestrated so they could sue him or they want notoriety from it. I talked to him at 6 a.m. that morning and I talked to the accuser. They were in bed laughing and giggling, touching each other, cuddling and necking, whatever that is. And these are the guys involved. I'm not sure which one of them that it happened to, though. Andy's not violent sexually. Notice how she confirmed that there. Andy's not violent sexually. He's very sweet. I'm scared that the people that he ended up with are taking advantage of his vulnerability because he's extremely vulnerable right now. Dick's friend and former housemate Jesse Grider agreed. They're just exploiting him and putting him on livestream all the time and trying to get something out of him, he said. 4 police cars showing up for a celebrity arrest came as a surprise to Laguna Beach retirees Dan and Pam Hagen, who were enjoying a midweek getaway in their Airstream caravan, having just finished their breakfast and preparing for a day of hiking. I noticed a police officer standing in the doorway to that RV with his hand on his rifle. We realised something was going on that was a big deal over here, Pam added. Back 15 years ago, there used to be a lot of homeless wanderers here, but now it's very nice, David said, so that surprised me. Nestled at the end, now it's doing this whole, you're not writing a novel. Fucking hell, she's alright. Has he got a burst lip? He does, he's got a burst lip. Fuck's sake. But one camping spot stood out. Like, this is all nonsense now. Oh, hold on, right. This is the thing is, right. I'm not going to go into the rest of the article. This pretty much covers it. This is just going into all the other stuff. But Andy Dick, this was him in his old apartment that he got put out of. Here we see the police just coming in on his stream. He's like... Andy Dick is one of the few people, one of the few live streamers who doesn't get swatted. The police are actually there for him. Because noise complaints. This is one of the reasons he get put out of his old apartment. He just threw knives in the walls. Those are all knives stuck in the walls. He was just like throwing knives around the room and like, look at the state of the place. And there's dildos all over the floor. So you'll be shocked to hear that Andy Dick was kicked out of this apartment and he now lived in an RV. People discovered he was living in an RV, and then the other RV guys were like, hey, let's bring our RVs together and do a stream. And then Andy Dick was like, I do a little more than that. my Andy Dick impression is not that good. And there's a notice of eviction as well. So yeah. Oh yeah, also, that's this video demonetized is because Andy Dick actually has a history of assault, albeit not sexual, for... I've got the hiccups now because I've just eaten. Because of assault on previous sexual partners. Fucking hiccups in the middle of recording. This was an ex-boyfriend of his that Andy Dick smashed a bottle of whiskey over the back of his head. But anyway, since I've got these fucking hiccups, probably a good time to end the video. But yeah, I don't know if it's true, right? I've heard vaguely of these RV guys, and I don't know if like making all this up is something that they would do. I have absolutely no idea. I hope not. I hope not. Well, then again, I hope that no sexual assault took place either. But however, Andy Dick does have a long history of doing fucked up shit that he's not supposed to do, and also for being permanently fucked up on drugs and alcohol. And I've got a feeling that, you know, basically, if Andy Dick dies, you know, it's that Louis C.K. joke. If Andy Dick dies, no one's going to ask what happened. Right? If there's an Andy Dick found today, everyone's going to go, we know. I don't need to read the article. We know the rest. Let me guess. Belt round his arm, foaming at the mouth, you know. That type of thing. Like that horrible Chris Farley picture. But yeah, he is on a massive downward spiral right now, and again, I don't know what happened. Maybe he actually did do that to the guy and they were just calling the police like they should have, or maybe the guys made it up. I don't know. However, that's a hell of a fucking thing to make up, and I really hope they wouldn't. But I don't know them. But it's this is definitely not going to be the last we hear of Andy Dick for a while.